Monkfish, a fish characterized by its strange appearance and extremely effective hunting ability, live mainly in the deep sea areas along the Norwegian coast. In winter, when the temperature drops sharply and snow begins to cover the coastal areas, the monkfish's habitat is also significantly affected. The drop in sea temperature causes the monkfish to migrate to deeper areas in search of stable temperatures and food. This not only changes the biological behavior of this fish but also directly affects the traditional fishing methods of Norwegian fishermen. For fishermen using trawls, the snowy winter is a challenging time as they face harsh weather conditions, including strong winds, large waves, and the risk of freezing equipment. However, with the development of technology and long-standing experience, Norwegian fishermen have found many effective methods to optimize fishing in winter, while ensuring their own safety and maintaining fishery resources. Norway, with its long coastline and deep seas, is an ideal habitat for many fish species, including monkfish. In winter, Norway becomes a land of white snow, with temperatures dropping sharply, sometimes below -20°C. The North Sea and the Norwegian Sea become cold, and ice covers everything, creating a wild but harsh landscape. Under the ice, another world is still alive and full of life, where monkfish maintain their survival in difficult conditions. Monkfish, Lophius piscatorius, is a deep-sea fish, usually living at depths of 20 to 1,000 meters below sea level. Winter brings significant changes in the living conditions of the fish, especially in terms of water temperature and the presence of stronger currents. Sea water temperatures drop significantly in winter, sometimes below 5°C. These changes not only affect the health and growth of monkfish, but also the marine ecosystems around them. Low water temperatures cause monkfish to move deeper into the seabed, where temperatures vary less than in the upper layers. In these areas, monkfish look for food such as small fish, squid, and other crustaceans. They tend to migrate to deeper waters where temperatures are more stable and food sources are more abundant. In winter, the hunting behavior of monkfish changes somewhat. With a strong body and good adaptability, monkfish is one of the most formidable predators in the Norwegian Sea. They use their large mouths and sharp teeth to capture prey, usually small fish and invertebrates. Monkfish can lie still on the seabed, perfectly camouflaged with sand and mud, waiting for prey to come close before suddenly attacking. Winter is also the time when monkfish begin to prepare for the breeding season. Although not all monkfish breed in winter, this is the time when they begin to accumulate energy in preparation for breeding in the spring. Females tend to move to deeper areas of the sea, where they are safer from danger, and the stable environment helps protect their eggs. Winter not only affects the behavior of monkfish, but also directly affects the fishing activities of Norwegian fishermen. Heavy snowfall and cold temperatures make traveling and working at sea more dangerous. In particular, snow and ice can damage or reduce the effectiveness of fishing gear such as gill nets.
We get the measurement of his total leg, and we take the tag gun just like this, stick it right by the fin right here, right to the side of it, between those spines, right in, pull the trigger, twist.
Stronger winter currents also change the habitat and movement patterns of monkfish. This requires fishermen to adjust their fishing locations and methods to suit the changing environment. Fishermen often face challenges such as finding new fishing grounds, accurately locating schools of fish in adverse weather conditions, and ensuring that their equipment and boats are safe enough to operate in harsh conditions. The winter habitat of Norwegian monkfish is a complex picture with many interacting factors.
Participating in the research set-aside programs that funds the research, but then also providing a lot of insights into the types of questions we should be asking, and also giving us a platform to do this research on, by taking us out on charter days or bringing us
One on this mat.
The harshness of winter, with its low temperatures, heavy snowfall, and strong currents, poses a major challenge not only to the survival of monkfish, but also to the Norwegian fishermen who seek to profit from them. Understanding monkfish habitats and how they adapt to winter helps fishermen improve their fishing efficiency while protecting this important marine resource. Norway is a country with a long history of fishing, especially monkfish. This fish has become an indispensable part of the country's marine economy. Monkfish, with its high commercial value due to its delicious and firm flesh, has long been the main target of many Norwegian fishermen. The monkfish fishing industry has gone through many stages of development. Initially, fishing methods were mainly manual, with fishermen using small boats and simple trawl nets to catch fish. Over time, as technology developed and market demand increased, fishing methods were improved and modernized. Larger boats, equipped with navigation systems and other modern technologies, replaced the traditional small boats. This not only improved fishing efficiency but also helped protect fishermen from risks in the harsh weather conditions of the Norwegian winter. Fishermen have played and continue to play an important role in Norwegian society. They are not only those who make a living from the sea, but also those who protect and pass on the cultural values and traditions of fishing through many generations. In coastal communities, fishermen are often honored as heroes, not only because of the difficult and dangerous work they undertake, but also because they contribute to maintaining the country's important food supply. Norway is famous for its fishing festivals and events, in which fishermen play a central role. These festivals usually take place in the spring, after the big fishing season ends, and are an opportunity for the community to honor those who have worked hard at sea throughout the winter. Such events are not only an opportunity for fishermen to rest and relax, but also a time for them to share. A gill net is a traditional fishing net widely used in Norway, especially for deep-sea fish such as monkfish. A gill net is a long, thin net that floats in the water with one end fixed and the other free to move with the current. The mesh is designed to capture fish as they swim by, making it an effective tool for catching bottom-dwelling fish. A gill net is usually made from nylon or other synthetic materials, ensuring high durability and good resistance to strong currents and harsh weather conditions. A standard gill net is a few hundred meters to several kilometers long, with a height of a few meters, depending on the type of fish the fisherman wants to catch. Using a gill net is quite complicated and requires experience. First, the fisherman needs to determine where to drop the net, usually in areas where they know monkfish are present. This location is usually in deep sea areas where monkfish gather to hunt. Once the location is determined, the net will be dropped from the ship, one end fixed by an anchor or left to float freely in the water current. The net will be left underwater for a period of time, usually a few hours to a few days, depending on weather conditions and the fish's migration habits. During this time, the gill net will float underwater and capture the fish as they swim by. After the time is up, the net will be pulled up and the fisherman will harvest the fish caught in the net. Today, the process of gill net fishing has been improved thanks to the application of modern technology. Fishing vessels are often equipped with GPS and sonar systems to locate fish and track the movement of the net underwater. These technologies help fishermen more accurately identify areas with fish and minimize the time the net is underwater, thereby increasing fishing efficiency and reducing the risk of net loss. In addition, modern mechanical systems make it easier to pull nets from the seabed, reducing labor and speeding up harvests. This is especially important in cold and icy winter conditions, when manual trawling can be difficult and dangerous. Winter trawl fishing in Norway presents special challenges. Low temperatures can cause nets and fishing equipment to freeze, reducing fishing efficiency and increasing the risk of damage. In addition, ice and high winds can make it more difficult to control the boat and deploy the net. Fishermen need to be experienced and well prepared to cope with these challenges. Before going to sea, it is mandatory to check and maintain boats, trawls and other equipment. At the same time, fishermen need to regularly update weather and sea information to ensure their own safety and increase fishing efficiency. Another factor to consider is the impact of winter on the movement and behavior of monkfish. Monkfish tend to migrate to deeper and less mobile waters in winter, which requires fishermen to adjust their net placement and timing accordingly. Understanding the habits of monkfish and the winter sea conditions will help fishermen to optimize their catch. Monkfish gill net fishing in Norway is a complex process, requiring the skills and experience of fishermen to cope with the challenges of winter. However, with the support of modern technology and a deep understanding of the marine environment, Norwegian fishermen have continued to maintain and develop this traditional fishing craft, making an important contribution to the country's marine economy. Bluefin tuna, Funnus orientalis, is a fish of great economic and cultural value in Japan. Bluefin tuna meat, especially the belly called otoro, is one of the most precious ingredients in Japanese sushi and sashimi cuisine. Therefore, catching bluefin tuna requires high skills, as well as respect for the marine environment and resources. Bluefin tuna is commonly caught in the waters off Japan, especially in the Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Japan. The main fishing season usually begins in winter and lasts until spring, when bluefin tuna migrate closer to shore to feed and spawn. The waters around Okinawa, Kagoshima, and northern Hokkaido are hot spots for bluefin tuna fishing. In Japan, traditional bluefin tuna fishing, usually hand-line fishing, is considered an art that requires patience and skillful technique. Fishermen use special baits such as live bait or artificial baits shaped like sardines or squid. The fishing lines are usually made of high-strength materials that can withstand the strength and speed of bluefin tuna. Choosing the right time to cast the line is extremely important. Fishermen often carefully observe natural signs such as changes in currents, water temperature, and the appearance of schools of bait fish to determine where to cast the line. When the tuna bites, the fisherman must hold the line tightly, control the pulling force to ensure that the line does not break and keep the fish from escaping the hook. In addition to traditional methods, modern technology also plays an important role in bluefin tuna fishing. Modern tuna fishing boats are equipped with radar, sonar, and GPS positioning systems to track schools of fish. This helps fishermen accurately determine the location of bluefin tuna schools and optimize fishing time. The vessels are also equipped with automatic tractors and rapid refrigeration systems to preserve the tuna immediately after being caught. Immediate preservation helps keep the bluefin tuna meat fresh, ensuring the highest quality when it reaches consumers. Another important skill of Japanese fishermen is how to handle bluefin tuna immediately after being caught. Once the tuna is pulled onto the vessel, the fisherman will immediately proceed with preliminary processing steps to keep the fish meat fresh. This process includes killing the fish immediately and using the ecology technique, a humane method of killing fish that helps keep the fish meat from becoming stiff, maintaining the freshness and best quality. The tuna is then cleaned, the organs removed and stored in the vessel's refrigeration compartment. This process is done quickly and accurately to ensure that the bluefin tuna is of the highest standard when it reaches fish markets and restaurants. Bluefin tuna fishing in Japan is currently facing many challenges, including declining fish stocks due to overfishing and climate change. The Japanese government and international organizations have taken various measures to manage and protect bluefin tuna resources, including limiting the number of fishing vessels, regulating fishing times and areas, and implementing measures to protect marine ecology. In addition, the artificial cultivation of bluefin tuna in an artificial environment is also being developed as a sustainable alternative to wild fishing. Although this technique is still in its development stage, it promises to reduce pressure on wild tuna populations and protect this resource for future generations. Bluefin tuna fishing in Japan is not only a way to make a living, but also an important part of Japanese culture and tradition. By combining traditional techniques and modern technology, Japanese fishermen have maintained a proud tradition while facing the challenges of the times. Protecting and developing sustainable bluefin tuna fishing is not only the responsibility of fishermen but also of society as a whole, to ensure that this precious fish will continue to exist and contribute to Japan's cuisine and economy. The tuna processing process begins with the arrival of the fish at the plant. The tuna is usually transported to the plant from fishing vessels or from farming facilities. When the tuna arrives at the plant, they are subjected to rigorous quality checks to ensure that they meet food safety and quality standards. Important factors such as freshness, flesh color, size, and weight are all carefully checked. Tuna that does not meet the standards are discarded or sent to other processes such as animal feed processing. After the quality check, the tuna is taken to the washing and preparation area. Here, the fish is washed to remove dirt, bacteria, and other impurities on the surface. The water used in this process is usually cold water to keep the fish fresh. Next, the tuna is transferred to the processing area, where employees or machines will cut off the head, fins, and tail of the fish. These parts are usually not used for final processing but are processed separately or sold to other industries. The next process is to fillet the fish. The tuna will be cut along the backbone to separate the two large pieces of meat, fillets. This process requires high precision to ensure that the maximum amount of meat is removed without damaging the structure of the meat. After filling, the tuna will be cut into loins or smaller pieces depending on the customer's requirements. The cutting must be done in a cold environment to maintain the quality of the meat and prevent the growth of bacteria. The fish pieces can then be further processed, such as filleting, slicing or cutting into small pieces for use in products such as sushi, sashimi, or canned tuna. After cutting and processing, the tuna pieces will be transferred to the packaging area. Here, they will be packed in vacuum bags or boxes, depending on the customer's requirements and market standards. Vacuum packaging helps to extend the shelf life of the fish and protects the fish meat from contamination by bacteria or impurities from the outside environment. The packaged products will be stored in cold storage with temperatures maintained below -20 degrees Celsius. This helps to preserve the quality of the tuna for a long time before being transported to supermarkets, restaurants, or other processing facilities. Before leaving the factory, each batch of products will undergo a final quality check to ensure that they meet food safety and quality standards. Tuna samples will be randomly taken out for testing to assess color, texture, and flavor. If the product does not meet the requirements, the batch will be retained for further processing or destroyed if necessary. These strict quality control measures help to ensure that only the best products reach consumers. Finally, the processed tuna products will be transported from the factory to various consumption points. Transportation is usually done by refrigerated trucks or containers to maintain product quality throughout the shipping process. Cold storage measures are maintained until the product reaches the consumer or is used in restaurants and other processing plants. The process of cutting and processing tuna in a commercial plant requires precision, meticulousness, and strict adherence to food safety and quality standards. This is an important part of the tuna supply chain, helping to ensure that the product reaches the consumer at the highest quality. In the tuna processing process, in addition to the main meat used for food consumption, byproducts such as heads, bones, skins, and viscera are also processed and utilized. These byproducts are often used in other industries, such as animal feed, cosmetics, or fertilizer production. Tuna heads can be used to extract fish oil, a rich source of omega-3. Bones and fins can be ground into powder for animal feed or fertilizer. Fish skin can be used in the cosmetics industry to produce collagen, an important ingredient in skincare products. Making the most of byproducts not only increases the economic value of the processing process but also minimizes waste, contributing to environmental protection. Waste management is an important factor in tuna processing. Processing plants often face large amounts of organic waste from unusable byproducts, along with non-biodegradable waste such as plastics and packaging materials. To minimize environmental impacts, many tuna processing plants have adopted modern waste management practices. Organic waste can be composted to create organic fertilizers or processed to produce biogas, a renewable energy source. These practices not only help reduce waste but also create value from byproducts. In addition, plants also implement recycling and plastic waste reduction programs, such as using recyclable or biodegradable packaging materials. Effective waste management not only helps protect the environment but also improves the image and reputation of the business in the eyes of consumers and the community. The tuna processing industry is increasingly focusing on sustainability standards, aiming to protect tuna resources for future generations. This includes adhering to catch quotas, protecting marine areas, and using responsible fishing methods. Many tuna processors also participate in sustainability certification programs, such as the Marine Stewardship Council (MSC) certification. These certifications ensure that tuna products are sourced from responsibly sourced, sustainably harvested, and do not harm the marine environment. Food safety is a top priority in any food processing operation, and tuna is no exception. Tuna processors must adhere to strict hygiene and food safety regulations, including temperature control, sanitary handling, and infection prevention. Food safety management systems such as HACCP, hazard analysis and critical control points, are often used to monitor and control risk points during processing. From raw material input, washing, cutting to packaging, every step is carefully checked to ensure that the final product meets the highest safety standards. Factories also face challenges in quality management, especially in the storage and transportation of frozen products. Proper storage and transportation processes will help maintain the freshness of tuna, prevent the growth of bacteria, and ensure that the product reaches consumers in the best condition. Employees in tuna processing plants play an important role in ensuring food quality and safety. Therefore, factories often organize periodic training programs for employees on processing procedures, food safety and hygiene, and the use of machinery and equipment. Training helps improve the skills of employees, ensuring that they understand work procedures and comply with food safety standards. In addition, continuous training also helps employees update new technologies and improve work efficiency. Modern technology plays an indispensable role in improving efficiency and quality in the tuna processing process.